They say, when leaders celebrate anger, the people must ask who the laws truly serve. My people, welcome to Arise News, where we break down the statements and decisions shaping Nigeria's democracy. Today's conversation starts with a statement that has set social media on fire. The president of the Nigerian Senate, Godswill Akpabio, recently said something that has many Nigerians asking serious questions about the direction of lawmaking in the country. Before we go further, watch the clip making the rounds online. Listen carefully to the words and tone, then come back to this analysis because what was said touches on the very heart of democracy in Nigeria. During a public address, Akpabio declared that he actually gets excited whenever the opposition becomes angry about laws passed by the Senate. Think about that for a moment. In a democracy, laws are supposed to serve the people, both those who support the government and those who oppose it. But when the Senate president openly celebrates anger from the opposition, it raises a serious question. Is the goal of legislation to unite the country or to defeat political rivals? Akpabio's comment did not come at a quiet time in Nigerian politics. It comes amid intense controversy over the Electoral Act amendment debate, particularly around electronic transmission of election results. The Senate recently refused to make real-time electronic transmission of election results mandatory, choosing instead to retain the older framework where electronic transmission is allowed but not compulsory. The rejected proposal would have forced polling unit results to be transmitted directly and instantly to INEC's results viewing portal, a system many Nigerians believe would strengthen transparency during elections. Instead, the Senate argued that making it mandatory could cause legal problems if network failures occur in rural areas. But critics say removing the real-time requirement weakens electoral transparency and opens the door for manipulation during collation. And that's where Akpabio's statement becomes politically explosive. Because if lawmakers are excited that opposition figures are angry about certain laws, Nigerians are now asking, are lawmakers representing the people or just fighting political battles inside the chamber? This is the deeper issue many citizens are raising. In theory, the opposition in a democracy simply represents alternative political viewpoints, but in practice, opposition voices often include civil society organizations, journalists, activists, ordinary citizens demanding accountability. So when controversial bills appear and the Senate leadership celebrates opposition anger, some Nigerians feel that the real opposition might actually be the people themselves. Proverbially speaking, when the drum of power beats too loudly, the voice of the people may be drowned out. The controversy over the Electoral Act amendment is not the first time Nigerians have questioned legislation coming out of the National Assembly. Over the years, several proposed bills have sparked massive backlash from citizens, including laws perceived to restrict civil liberties or reduce electoral transparency. One example was the controversial social media bill, officially called the Protection from Internet Falsehoods and Manipulations Bill. Critics argued it could be used to silence free speech and suppress dissent online. Human rights groups and civil society organizations warned that such legislation could limit democratic freedoms in a country of over 200 million people. When you combine these controversies with Akpabio's recent remark, the debate becomes even bigger. Is Nigeria's legislature responding to citizens or simply managing political control? To be fair, defenders of the Senate argue that lawmakers must sometimes pass unpopular laws if they believe those laws serve national stability. Supporters of the Electoral Act amendment say giving the Electoral Commission flexibility on how results are transmitted prevents technical failures from invalidating entire elections. But critics say transparency should never be compromised, especially in a country where election credibility has long been contested. Here is the real issue. Democracy does not function on the basis of who angers whom. It functions on trust. If citizens begin to believe that laws are designed to frustrate the opposition rather than strengthen governance, confidence in democratic institutions begins to weaken. And once trust disappears, the entire political system becomes fragile. Another proverb says, the law should be a shield for the people, not a weapon against them.
So after Akpabio's statement, the conversation across Nigeria is simple but powerful. If lawmakers are excited when the opposition is angry, who is the real opposition? Is it the ruling party? Is it political survival? Or is it the Nigerian people? Because in a healthy democracy, the purpose of law is not to provoke anger. It is to protect rights, strengthen institutions, and build national unity. Politics will always involve disagreements. Opposition parties will criticize, governments will defend their policies, and debates will continue. But when leaders celebrate political anger rather than constructive dialogue, it forces citizens to step back and ask deeper questions about power, accountability, and representation. As the proverb says, when the shepherd forgets the sheep, the flock will question the path. Nigeria's democracy is still evolving, and moments like this remind citizens to stay vigilant, stay informed, and continue asking difficult questions. This is Arise News, bringing you analysis of the stories shaping Nigeria's political future. Stay tuned as we continue to follow developments from the National Assembly and the laws that affect every Nigerian.